Continue.
Continue. I'm gonna start.
I don't remember it stopping here. I thought we stopped at the stairs.
No, they were talking. What was it? Hannah and Isabella were talking?
There's slight overlap.
Yeah,
I remember reading this, but I'll just do it again anyways. She's gone before I can voice one word of complaint.
Oh, there it goes.
Well, we can't do anything about that because we're sharing a mic. Left with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room, and the lady in the stained glass window's heavily muscled thighs. You can't unsee it now. You can't unsee it. Congratulations.
It's horrifying.
Because once you look at those parts of her dress and you think of it as like bodybuilder thighs, it's great. One group of elderlies, gathered some ways across from me, is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. A little argument here, and occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon's hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. It's a few hours early from what I've told him, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one.
Ew.
Not that he'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his... If there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works. A free ride is still a free ride.
Yay.
There's Rose's offer, too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects, and...
Shit!
Just let it go.
Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Bad guys watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy.
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Bad guys watch out, can't beat me.
Looking for trouble?
Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy.
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City.
Okay, please kill it.
Looking for trouble? Better
What?
not lie. I'm a cool dude.
Shit, how loud is this thing even?
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City.
A sharp ringing fills the entire hall, disrupting the pleasant quiet that is settled. Soon enough, heads begin to turn in search of the source, mine included. My eyes dart around the small crowd before zeroing in on a lone figure crouched behind the same group of old people checking out the decors moments ago. He is facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hands. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back it is. Oh, I'd recognize that dumb parka anywhere. Without bothering to end the call, I march towards him. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this.
Of all the times to...
Ashton Frey!
Oh my god.
What happens next is something I'll surely regret later for not having recorded.
Yeah!
He jumps, lets out an undignified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out from his grip. It sounds like an old Game Boy for some reason, and it bounces from one hand to the other in his poor attempt to catch it, before ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack.
Oh, the third letter. This game was me 3 lifetimes ago.
I kind of feel sorry for the phone. And the floor. But it's not every day that you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha! An awkward pause passes between us. A blink. A cough. He makes a face. And then, in a too-quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget, while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up his neck and cheeks. In another universe, where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'd find that adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxiously calm and collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way.
Jesus, they are still loud.
Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I will have to lower this.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
How are our voices, chat, compared to the actual characters speaking?
There's a little fruit fly. It's driving me nuts.
You end up slapping one of our cups over.
I hope not. What's funny is I turned down the all voices for all of them, and it apparently still loud.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
Ninja says close to the same. I think all voices means all other voices that aren't those specific characters. So you still have to turn them down too. Oh well. Yeah, I agree. For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches seems to be a more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash.
I could be looking to buy a house.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what has caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm like he has touched something particularly hot and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
Oh, a pamphlet.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, Oh, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I'd ever think about telling it to if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he has helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and supernatural? He'll never believe those, even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you at every single chance he'll get. Ashhole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep into my bag.
Prison wallet.
Wow.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
I thought he said wake up. I was like, what? A rush of air greets me as soon as the main doors open. Or it opens, whatever. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes up. Rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers calling me back. Shadows beckoning. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help. I don't look back. We spin the ride to Luxburn City and hey, wait a minute. This is somebody else's job now. What? You want me to narrate the whole thing?
Hit it, Blair!
Start talking like Arnold.
It's your
He
turn,
fell asleep.
Ruca.
Oh, we're going the other
reverse?
way now. Okay.
We spend the ride back to Luxborn City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glances he's been sending my way are signs, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside in the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it. The small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him wipes the smirk about to form cleanly off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear, he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flipped the half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
Yang's Energy Bar. Chocolate cereal.
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't even get a chance to deny it, because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly, and an empty, gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there. I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling's new to me, though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years growing up. A thanks. Then I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after that small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag at you.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hell-bent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you, even me.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laugh, the kind that screams, "I'm right, I told you so." Oh, hold on. I think I just double-clicked, like it double-clicked.
No?
No. I hate it when he does that. I could have sworn I did.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Why of all times did I have to screw up like that? In front of an important customer, no less.
I'm sure that creepy letter didn't freak him out. Yeah.
I owe Rose a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts. Yeah! Donuts!
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
No.
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa.
Yeah, seems about right.
Or is it the wardrobe this time?
Nothing like selling a house with a dead body stuffed in the sofa.
He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heart beat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about.
So the letter's actually the One Ring, and it gets heavier the more it's... Oh, okay, never mind.
No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Like?
Things.
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients, the rights, was it?
I can't answer that.
Oh shit, we got a choice.
At least not without revealing everything that took place in the attic. Change the subject, lie to him. Lie to me, lie to me, lie to me.
He's a human lie detector.
How do you figure that?
He's a detective.
He's a
Ah,
detective.
Blair, nothing gets past you. Maybe the
Oh.
gun in the intro scene that he had. She said those detective senses, but that didn't necessarily mean he was dead. But yeah. With the gun, it's obvious.
The mannerism, how
Also,
she's
I think she's
describing
a
So
bad
we
liar.
can't lie to him. Yeah, that's a good point. So we can't lie to him. We'd have to change the subject.
All in favor, change the subject?
Blair?
Yeep.
Yeah, let's change the subject.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours.
Well,
That's
kinda
not
dumb.
fair. Both
can't
you
talk to her
and
about
Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. Good call! I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it or because he's just really very good at his job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over me and returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Ah, wah wah. Wah wah.
Perfect.
Outside, the sun has already started to descend, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder, how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film? Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the longer route. Odd, but he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Hey, some people communicate entirely through memes.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to his arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger. Stupid Ash.
Oh, I'm sure she makes his head bigger all the time.
All right, lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that.
I like how
We got some
bastard's
good
in
lead months ago.
italics. Bastard. The bastard.
He recounts what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, and the big case he's been stuck working on. Stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although, most of it are the trimmed down version, only things he can tell. He has always been careful about that. Even in the way he spins his answers to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes on a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him? Well, nope, not really. Mama would never allow that. But the idea's still there, along with countless others I've let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house.
All right, time for the alternate universe letter where she's the detective and he's the real estate agent.
Oh, God.
No, he's the school teacher.
A small crowd has finally formed in front of the theater when we arrive. The Lift Fest, short for Luxborn Independent Film and Theatre Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year's no different.
I thought it was a cab service that you use on your app.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I'll leave.
I've only been to a few indie film screenings with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award, but just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup already put a grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most of the moviegoers, and with his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as they pass by. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did, back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard. Once, early in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach!
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us with careful steps, taking a significant effort to make himself smaller as to not bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears, Ash casually raises his hand in greeting and...
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
Cringe!
That's Ashton. Ashton is, from what I can see, just
God damn it.
from everything I've ever seen, like looking the game up beforehand, he's pretty cringy.
Yep. The awkwardness that descends within the
His
immediate
face.
vicinity of our small group is palpable.
I don't know if you were watching Zach's
Palpable
face,
enough.
but the way it changed, he's just
Yeah,
looking
I
at him
saw
like,
it.
"Did you just fart?" Like that's the look he has on his
I
face.
saw it.
You may fire when ready.
Calls you a tuna can. Somewhere to our left, a girl giggles, and only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. I'm almost amazed how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost. Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now. Zach seems to be.
Yo, stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
There's fondness underneath his exasperated tone. If this were any other person, he'd likely be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to the other's ears. Or, at least, enough for both to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes. And then Zach laughs.
Hey, I'm kidding! You know you can always count on me.
That's a horrifying smile.
It's shaped just like another one in the game that we've seen before. No. It's creepy.
It's a story only the two of them are privy to. Every now and then, Ash will enlist Zach's help on something. Beck and I never really found out what the real deal is with those adventures, as Ash calls it, and both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement.
Oh, dirty cop. No, I'm kidding.
She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely not something illegal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on that. Sometimes. Ah well, boys will be boys, I guess. I give Zach a small wave from behind Ash when his attention eventually turns to me.
Bella! Huh? Rebecca's not with you. Is she still sick?
A bit. but she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
Wow.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it's true. They've known each other far longer than any of us in the group. Childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
Speak of the devil. Without warning, a hand grabs me by the shoulder and turns me around.
Becca, you're just in time.
I have to lean back a little with the way her face is almost invading my personal space, but she places her hand on either side of my head to keep me still. She stares at me intently, concern filling her eyes.
Becca, you're squishing my face.
How are you? Are you alright?
Why wouldn't I be?
Rose called me earlier.
Those 4 words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have any family living close by, and the only other relative I have here works on the far side of the country, I gave my company Becca's contact number. In case of emergency. I should have known Rose would call her. I push Becca's hands away from my face, although she lets go. Her eyebrows remain drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Beside me, Ash snickers. I bite back the urge to elbow him in place of trying to avoid Becca's hand as she tries to reach out for the said area. I do my best to dodge her, all at once moving to hide behind Zach. Sorry for using you as a human shield, Zach.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that.
You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it.
It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow, thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Something crosses Becca's face, but it's gone before I can figure out what it is. God, she's pissed.
Oh my god, you were walking around with Ash.
Right?
Like it's blatantly obvious.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
Blatantly obvious.
Yeah, that is the most obvious ever.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. And I don't want to miss Zach's film.
We can always watch it some other time. Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good. But you guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
And oh boy, if we do.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different. Right, Zach?
I shoot him a pleading look. Zach's a sensible guy. He'll understand. Please understand.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. Oh, we're just moving it on a different day so we can have a...
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud sigh unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks, something he usually does when he's getting impatient. You're not pinching.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
I already know the answer before Becca voices it out. When at last, she releases a deep breath and nods, albeit with great reluctance, I immediately tackle her into a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Bum, bum, bum.
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
If you say so.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so I think I'm gonna get us some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside.
Yeah.
Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
I pull myself off from Becca to get my wallet from my bag, and...
What's this?
Uh-oh.
it's already in Ash's hands before I can even react. Behind him, Becca and Zach are both giving the piece of paper an intrigued look.
No! Give it back!
Time for a creepy scene.
It's just a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
Looks ancient, too. Why do you keep this around?
I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above his head. I've never been particularly sensitive about my own height, but right now I really wish I had that advantage over him.
Don't open it!
I'd hit him in the balls.
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to... Hold on a second. This is, isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay, now I'm curious.
I'm telling you it's nothing like that. It's...
The rest of my words are lost when he unfolds the paper. I hate people like that.
Yeah. I seriously just give him a shot in the balls.
Too early for Halloween.
Yeah, that's perfect achievement.
I can't breathe. My heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening to burst out. Vaguely, I note how my hands are trembling at my sides. Clasping them together doesn't do any good. They are still shaking, but I hang on to them regardless. The awful sick weight that has taken its core in my stomach back in the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone, please. Today is turning out to be a horrible nightmare.
Send this to 5 people or else. Well, that's interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
Ash waves the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents. I don't need to see. I don't want to see. The letters, the words, every stroke written in blood is already embedded in my mind. Maybe I should have just thrown it away when I had the chance. That way, that way!
It's not a prank.
It makes all of them stop. Even I am surprised at how steady my voice is.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed. You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me.
Wow.
If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
That's not a don't bother face. She's
Without
still like,
another word, I snatched the letter out of Ash's hand and stuffed it back in my bag with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I got cursed, saw a ghost, probably lost a sale, got kicked out of the open house I'm supposed to be hosting, my own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy. To top it all off, there's a dull ache at the back of my head, begging for a little attention. I can't afford to give right now. Honestly, there's only so much a person can take within a single day. I just want to go home, curl up in my bed, never think about today. But before I can take a single step away from the group,
Guys!
Zach rarely ever raises his voice, even when there's a point he wants to drive home, and hearing him take on that tone completely throws me off. Even Ash and Becca. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from the argument immediately die on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together? We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
He has a point. Ash, for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has also been looking forward to this. He even took the time to call this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Becca, too. I'm pretty sure that's another reason why she got out of bed today. Yet, despite Zach's attempts to lighten things up or Ash's and Becca's acquiescing gestures, the tightness in my chest remains. I should have just kept it to myself, or at least went with the idea that it's a prank. If I did, things might not have turned out the way they had. No sour mood, no bad vibes. Careless, so careless.
Uh-oh.
Maybe leaving is the better decision for all of us? Stay for the movie or go home?
Both can be really horrible.
You think she's gonna see shit if she stays for the movie?
Or she could be attacked when she goes home. Everything's screaming stay for the movies to me.
Stay for the movie?
Okay. What do you think?
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 I'm not the tiebreaker, I'm the decider.
Yeah, I know.
Only for a little while. And then we'll get into really uncharted territory.
Thing is, I know that if she decides to go home, they're all gonna pretty much go with her.
I'm not 100% sure that she gets attacked when she goes home here.
I don't know.
Because
Because I know Rose is going to follow her because she wants to make sure that, or either that or she'll be like, don't go home, go to the hospital. Have that bump checked or some shit.
I'm good with either.
What do you feel stronger about? I feel like going home and either Ash or Becca's gonna go with her, so I'm all for go home. You're the tiebreaker.
Alright, go home.
That was quick.
Go home.
Okay. We're stepping on you, Blair.
Nah,
Okay.
fuck it. Stay for the movie.
Make up your mind! Which one?
Close your eyes and swing the mouse around and then click. Okay. Stay for the movie.
Stay for the movie? Okay, I'm outvoted.
Sure.
Any other day, I'd excuse myself and go straight home. But this is something special to Zach, something he worked so hard to bring to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with the few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. And what if the thing in the attic follows me home? I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see it whenever I close my eyes. And maybe, if I stay, let our heads cool down first before telling them what happened, they'll listen to me? There's nothing you can't solve with a calm head. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zach. A smile is back on my face when I look back at them.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
What a
Wow. This time, I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach.
God, look at Becca's face.
Stupid Ash, being vertically challenged has its perks too.
Look at Becca's face. She's just
Yep.
like, I am plotting your demise.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one.
Oh, don't cry.
Wow.
Stop
Asshole.
it!
Uh-huh. Big
They've
asshole.
done that a few times. I don't know if you noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
Holy fuck, she's angry.
I don't like seeing them flirt.
Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call after her. Ash and I exchange looks at that, the same question likely swimming inside our minds. Did something happen at school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? I'll try asking her about it later, I guess.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food I promised.
Yee.
But you'll miss it.
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? And it ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember? I'll be in there soon.
One friendly tap on my shoulder, and then he's gone. A few moviegoers are still milling about. Some are still waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise most of the crowd are already inside. There's nothing much for us to do here now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside.
And then?
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
Don't think the cleaning crews have rotten flesh and missing toenails.
Right? Blair.
Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation stirred towards what happened in the mansion. To be fair, Zach was the one who brought it up again. In his own movie's premiere. Now the film's just serving as a background noise while we're speaking in hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'd all get kicked out for sure. Though, with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out way before any argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I'd think we did something that offended her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but jeez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in these things? Why is he in this conversation again?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
I am not going back there.
ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
Oh, the house did change hands over the years. For one distant relative of the Ermagerd to another. None of them bothered to live in it, though, and it remained that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
Wow. Asshole.
That stupid smirk on his face. He's like, I just figured out a crossword puzzle.
There are very few times in my life when I wish my glowers can kill. Glowers?
Glowers.
Yeah.
Glowers. It's a glare.
Yeah, glower is just one of those rare words you see.
Yeah, you don't get that a lot. Usually only in writing in books.
This is one of those.
Ash, that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
Ashton, if you don't stop...
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
Huh? What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. And can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one. But talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things. And probably put your fears to rest, since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Ash might be right too. However,
Had it.
yee. However, what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me these suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing they are willing to hear me out.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
Who should I meet?
Meet with the
We need
priest.
to bless this
Meet
motherfucking
with the-
place, don't we?
We need to bless the motherfucker.
My mind's on Professor. But even if he's an ash-hole, I kind of agree with him more. In the practical sense. Not looking at it as the player of a game, knowing full well there's something horrifying. It's just like,
I
yeah,
mean,
let's
we've
have
seen,
the more
she's
knowledgeable
seen
base.
something horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Priest, bless everything. Bless my face. Bless my boobs. Bless my...
Wow.
bless my home. Bless this home. Bless everybody. You get a blessing and you get a blessing.
Oprah those blessings out.
What are your people's votes, since I'm supposed to be the tiebreaker?
I want to say priest. I get where the professor's coming from, but like, she physically saw it. The fuck is he gonna do?
Maybe she actually hallucinated it.
Oh, you think this is going to be one of those games where the twist at the end is like, she's fucking wigging out, and the whole game is actually her descent into madness.
Never know.
Around to it. Around to it. around to it.
No, it's in the back box.
It's gonna flip it.
Well, what are your thoughts?
What are you picking? And you thought
Duke.
Blair was going to be the time lurker.
Meet with the professor.
Vocalize it.
I would meet with the professor.
I'm outvoted again.
Yep.
I'll think about it, but if ever, I'd like to give talking to Andrew a try. Is that okay? Won't he have other things to do?
He is a bit busy, but he'll make time for me. He's my go-to person when I'm stuck in something. He won't mind if I bring a friend with me this time.
If you're sure.
I guess that settles it then.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it, yet you're not even paying attention yourselves.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
I throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one she should be reprimanding. But her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, there's a big chance something's nagging at her.
Like, I don't know, Isabella and Ash.
We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after. The kind only you can share with people you're more... bleh. The kind only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours.
You barely read.
Night
Hey,
has
you want me
fallen
to
by
read
the
more?
time we... yeah, would you like to? Would you mind? Would you like to?
I can!
Yeah, go
Fine.
for it. You barely read.
Go for it.
Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling full of people. Those about to head home, those set to meet someone, even those simply wandering about. Walking in the sea of unfamiliar souls is... It strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city of nondescript as Luxembourg.
Luxembourg?
My brain wants to say Luxembourg, but I don't know why. Luxburn. I was afraid too, at one point back when I was new and had just set foot in this place. Now, with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Becca and I crossed to the other side of the street.
That was almost a more interesting sentence.
Mhm.
Zach and Ash did us goodbye. Okay.
The former claiming he got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends. And Ash? Who knows? He never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, but that's the latter's frustration. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of his laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Help me.
Huh?
A sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning. my chest tightening, breathing becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my visions blur. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Pleading, even as I clutch my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering and whispering and whispering. Calling out.
No, not me.
Somebody.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur's gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me?
Oh, yeah. Just, okay. Sorry, I spaced out.
You always do that.
I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street,
Oh shit.
where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. There are only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. If I'm expecting to see something or someone there, I try not to let it show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
So you got some other time?
Yeah, see ya.
Another glance, and with a final wave, we go off on our way. Own ways. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, what would give back that normalcy in my life, then so be it.
The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in, and without warning, I'm falling. My eyes snap open. Ah, shit, that happens to me all the time. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders ache, and after I've fallen asleep all hunched up the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning lights streaming through my window and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxburn, or at least none that I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, but the more pleasant kind I'll tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone. The knowledge that I'll always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to.
What time is it?
Habit forces me to look over at the clock even with the soreness weighing heavily upon my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel? Towel? Where's my towel?
Admittedly, it's a weekend, an unspoken rule that entitles me to extra hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will now. And right after what happened. Oh Lord. 1 box of donuts as peace offering won't be enough the second time around. Grabbing my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when a muffled ringing breaks out from my bag. There's a moment of indecision at first. My mind conflicted whether I should just ignore or answer it. But what if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss. Or worse, a ghost. Ah, sheesh. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood. And it takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. The caller ID reads, Mama!
Mama?
Let's just let Mama ring forever.
Mama. Oh, that's mean. Wish you could hit the decline button.
Would you like to do a bio break?
Let Elmo's the next Paul. Oh, okay. I mean, this is a horrible spot to pause.
Okay, yeah. The caller ID reads Mama.
Mama! Oh, I killed her.
Huh?
It's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
That's an unusual time for them to call.
Usually, it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather...
Hello?
Hello? Grace? How are you?
Mama! I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there?
Seriously, have to lower their voices.
We're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
There's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there's something I could do for her. But from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is to not make her worry. If only my older brother, would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are, Kuya Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again.
Yikes.
I can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own, and, well... Ate Anne's financial situation isn't exactly great right now, having ran herself knee-deep in debt.
Great! That's great! Tell him congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas.
Yeah.
How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing?
It's a subject that I'm a bit hesitant to broach. From the way Mama's voice hitches, she doesn't want to bring it up either.
Papa... Grace, he's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds. But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well. The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
Oh, I see. That's good.
I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with a sickness 5 years ago, he had been unable to provide for us. He just wrote, help me, help me, help me on the wall.
Oh, God.
Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rest on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little, accepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the costs of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. We can't even expect help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything.
I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Silence. I start to think that the call got cut until...
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa. And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama. You taught me not to lie, yet look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition, too.
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. But I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
Kaiwan Kai. What? When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the only person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a definite answer to? 5 years later, and I can't give them a straight one. Still can't give them a straight one. I smile, although Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate, as it is. No need to weigh her down with unnecessary concerns.
Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion on the other end, the sound of gates opening, the voice of a child, EJ talking excitedly about his day at school, the tapping of feet on the floorboards as he runs. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him now that I'm not around? Did Mama rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them. Aw. I miss them so much. No.
No, that's Jesse.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, he thought I was actually part of the game.
Say hi.
Oh, hi, bro. Said hi.
Invasion!
The ghost got you.
It's okay, Ma.
So
I need to go too.
much.
I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
I should have just done all the reading that I did for my part in this as Joe. Yeah, I miss him so much.
Oh,
God.
Oh,
Peter.
no. Oh, God. What's Blair gonna do?
Oh, no.
Nothing.
Do it, Blair. Oh, no, he's just being a dick.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Continuing, we are.
On a
It
Saturday?
was on you to click, so.
Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
Are the voices that they, like, the mama that just spoke, is she too loud? Because I feel like they're too loud to me.
In my earphone or earbud or AirPod or whatever you call these
But I
damn
see
things.
the audio just jumping real high.
Yeah, see,
so I'm
on
just
my
like,
end, they're fine.
oh, okay. Blair sounds fine.
I love you. Bye.
It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, how about no?
You know what? Let's do your Napa. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away the thoughts beginning to swim inside my head. Thanks.
Thanks, thank you. That's all I need to know.
It's pointless to mull over these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
That's right. Give yourself a pep talk, girl. Holy shit! That's where the ghost is hiding the whole time. X marks the spot.
Wow.
I take that back. Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again. No doubt, Mama forgot to say something.
Mama? Did you forget anything?
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping? Hold on, never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday? Am I in trouble? Oh god, oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if...
No, it's nothing like that. Will you calm down?
What did you say, Blair?
It's sold. That's why I'd go to the office. It's the only reason.
No.
Get yourself here, all right? I'll tell you everything then.
Take care, Wena.
See ya.
There's the telltale din of several feet shuffling against a wooden flooring and an indistinct yelling in the background before Rose cuts the connection. That isn't in any way comforting. But it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone and finish my shower in record time.